Hi, it's Ananas102 here. And if you follow my videos, you're probably wondering why I've gone all the way back to 23. But that's because it is my most watched video. I get a lot of comments on how difficult it is. So I decided to go ahead and do a tutorial on level 23. So for those of you who are familiar with my videos, you'll notice this is the first one I've done with sound, partly because I only just figured out how to do that on my computer. um, but I haven't been back this far in the early levels, so for those of you who are sort of new to the game and looking for a way to get rid of this level, forgive me if I tell you anything that you already know, because I don't know when the tutorials come along in the first levels. So, here we go. Alright, first things first, we need to get rid of all the jelly. Self-explanatory, these frosted pieces have jelly behind it, and sometimes in later levels you actually will see that some of these frostings don't have jelly behind it, and you kind of sit there wondering, why did you pass that if you still have frosting on the board? The way you can tell, actually, you can look behind and in the corners, you can see there's a level of jelly there. So first things, when I open this level, I'm going to look in between the columns, because if I have any set up where I can take out 6 pieces of frosting in one go, that's what I'm going to do. I don't see that opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and actually use the move that's suggesting, because I want to start clearing jelly. Alright. I'm tempted to go this way and get rid of that piece of jelly. However, I have a chance to get a striped candy here. By switching these two, I get 4 in a row and a striped candy. And your striped candy is going to be in the direction of, that's perpendicular to the row. So in other words, since they're 4 in a row going this way, I'm actually going to have a striped that's going this way. And if I had 4 in a row going this way, then my stripe would go this way. So I'm going to go ahead and create a vertical striped one, because this will line it up to take out a lot of frosting or jelly if I can get it to set off. So I'm going to leave that there. And I'm going to go ahead and do this suggested move. And look at that, it set that off. I didn't have to waste any moves, it just did it automatically. And I like to try to make as many striped candies and super sweets, especially early on, because we have several moves left. Towards the end, you don't want to fuss with that because you're going to run out of moves, and I'm very good at doing that. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And even though it's not lined up with one of the vertical columns, I could be set up to swap it over. So I'm going to go ahead and do this suggested move. And by the way, the suggested move doesn't necessarily always give you the best opportunity, so you kind of be wary. Just because it's suggesting that move doesn't necessarily mean it's the best one, and oftentimes it's really not. But go ahead and take those out, because that actually was a good move. And here we have a chance to go with a stripey this way. So I'm going to do that. And that set me up to get rid of that, and also set up for a lineup of greens there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that move. Before I put the greens away, I'm going to go ahead and move the blue over, because that's going to take care of some of the frosting on this side. And the more frosting we get rid of, the more space for candies, and therefore more opportunities to do swaps. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Kind of sighing, because this sets me up for a decision. I could do this, and I'm very fond of doing striped candies, because even if it's not in line perfectly, it might be later. But I look at this, and I could take out 2 jellies that way, whereas this one will only take out 1. However, I really like the special sweets, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. That lines me up to take out these 2 jellies, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Again, what do I want to do? Do I want to, I know this has been sitting here, I've had my eye on it. We'll take out these three because, well, I'll take out this one completely and then turn these two into a lighter clear color. So I can do that, and it would take out one layer of jelly this way on that row. Or I could do this and get it over the row, but it's going to have the same effect as if I swap these two out without having additional benefits. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And I lost my striped candy up there in the process because of a chain reaction. But that's okay. I could move this here or that one there and get rid of that frosting, which is tempting. Or I could do that and get rid of that jelly, but that would leave that alone. Usually I have this thing flashing at me. Should I take that out? It would drop the red there, so that would give me a chain there. So actually that's what I'm going to do. Okay, now this is a nice situation because I can now do this and I have a green that's going to drop. And it's going to put me right here. I could swap that out there and get the green to drop right there and put it in a line to take out a couple jellies and a couple pieces of frosting. That is the more beneficial move, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Counterintuitive, maybe. Oh, look at that. Create a wrap sweet in the process. I love that. Okay. Do that. Oh, I love this. Okay, now this is a little bit risky. I can create a couple striped candies here. One there or one there. I'm going to look at the surrounding candies. If I were to do this move, would it line things up nicely for me for the next move? Or would this one set me up more nicely for the next move? This one would put purple down there, drop that purple there, and give me a chance for purples there. If I were to drop that one, it would line me up for purples this way. Not bad. And also, yes, I do see this here. I can take out these two frostings with this orange, but I'm going to ignore that for now. And additionally, this one's tricky because if I do a vertical stripey here, I could accidentally set that off. However, I do like doing that because if you can get the striped candy next to the wrapped candy, you can make this mega sweet, which is fun to set off and does a lot of damage. Because even if I were to set that off accidentally, it's still going to take jelly out. Oh, crap. Okay. I had an opportunity to get 4 in a row right next to this guy up here, and because I was just kind of caught up in the moment, I lost my opportunity. I don't like losing opportunities. But so it goes. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Get rid of that jelly. I have a chance to make a wrapped sweet over here, so I'm going to go do that. And I could do this and take out 1, 2, 3 frostings there. I could do this and take out 1, 2, 3 frostings there. Doesn't really matter, but I'm going to go ahead and do this. And go ahead and take those out now. I could create a striped candy here and take care of those. I already have explained my fondness for striped candies, however, this would take out more jelly immediately, so I'm actually going to do that. And it gives me a striped candy opportunity right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And this is beautiful. If you can get 5 in a row and swap them and make 5 in a row, you can get what I call a fiver, but it's a dotted chocolate candy. Well, I think it's chocolate, but who knows. And if you can get one of those next to a striped candy, you can turn every one of that color into a striped candy. If you can get next to a wrapped candy, it will set off that one color and then it will set off a second color. That's a really nice combination. I love it. Also, what's flashing at me here is if you swap two striped candies, it's going to take out the vertical row and the horizontal row at the same time, even though they're both vertical candies. And when you swap two candies, special sweets, you can pay attention to which direction you swap them in. Because if I swap this one down, then I know that my other candy is going to go that way. My explosion will go this way. If I swap it up, my horizontal line is going to go this way. And so let's just say I were to do this move that is suggesting and kind of nagging at me, and I swapped it down, it would take out this row entirely. It would create a striped candy here because it would get rid of that. However, it would also set that off. So we would take out those couple jellies. And when it drops, it explodes twice. So, you could take out some of this down here too. However, I don't want to lose this opportunity because that's the most powerful candy on the board. I'm going to do this and watch this. See how much damage I just did with that one move? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of the corners. I have trouble with corners. If you're anything like me, you might too. So I'm going to, instead of going after this candy, I'm going to go ahead and do that candy. We're very close here. I also have this one to clear up here, so I just want to keep my eye on it, because if I can get that one, that's good. Alright, now if I set off either of these, obviously that'll take that one out. I'm going to go ahead and move this one over here, because now I have blues and wine. And if it had dropped correctly, the possibility could have been there. I know that might have seemed random, but I'm also trying to keep an eye of lining things up elsewhere on the board, because when I did that, it dropped the greens next to each other and set me up to get rid of that one. Excellent. Love it. Makes me happy. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to get rid of these greens, drop the purple, and then we have a purple here, and we're going to have a massive explosion when I do this. And that's how you beat the level. So now it's going to set off. It always sets off the wrapped candies first, and then it will set off the vertical candies from the top. So if you have any on the board, they'll take care of that. And then any leftover moves will turn into, on jelly levels, they'll turn into extra fish. On other levels, they'll turn into striped candies. And there you go, 3 stars on level 23.